Hey guys, I wanted to start today with an important announcement. Ever since the Florida governor officially instated a stay-at-home order, and so we are supposed to stay at home from this point forward, all of our online curriculum, all of my jokes are going to be inside jokes. Okay, guys. I do want to tell you about a symptom that they're finding in a lot of coronavirus patients is a loss of smell. And that's especially true in people who are showing milder symptoms. So if you want to make sure that your family is safe, I recommend walking past them and doing a smell check. If you walk past and you fart at them, and they react, they probably don't have coronavirus, and you're doing your part to keep your family healthy. So we're gonna do things a little bit differently this week with the way that things are graded. I'm still going to do a video, quizzes, and a flip grid. But this week, your grade is going to be the grade that you get on the quizzes. So you can take the quizzes over and over and over again until you're happy with your grade. But the grade that you get on the quizzes is the grade that will go in the grade book. What we're going to use Flipgrid for is if you have a question about a problem, or if you feel really confident in your answer to a problem, go on Flipgrid and either teach the class how to do that problem or ask your question about that problem and wait for somebody to respond to you. Any student who uses both the quizzes and the Flipgrid every day of the week will be entered into a drawing for me to buy you an Uber Eats lunch. I'll email your parents and they'll give me all the information and I'll buy you lunch. It is a contest, so one person will win it out of everybody who does the quizzes and the Flipgrid every day. I just wanted to put that out there as your grade is now coming from the quizzes and not from the Flipgrid, and I hope that makes your life a little bit easier. So let's get started with what we're doing today. We are still talking about the Pythagorean theorem. We are looking for side length AC on this rectangular prism, knowing that AC cuts through the entire rectangular prism from that back corner of A all the way to that front corner of C. And I'll show you how this works. So as you can see, what we already know is that the distance from A to B is 21 centimeters. And we know that across the bottom flat portion of this box, this hypotenuse here between B and C is 72 centimeters. So I want to know what is the distance between A in this back top corner and C in this front bottom corner. Well, what we're going to do is visualize this triangle as more of a triangle instead of seeing it in this 3D figure. So I'll draw a triangle here. Here we have A, B, and C. From A to B is 21 centimeters. From B to C is 72 centimeters. And we are looking for the distance between A and C. So this is going to be like an X, let's put here. So now our Pythagorean theorem is A squared plus B squared equals C squared. We're going to say that this is side A, this is side B, and this is side C, because side C is always going to be opposite of that right angle, and it's also going to be the longest side. So if our A is 21, we have 21 squared, plus our B is 72, so 72 squared equals C squared. 21 squared is like saying 21 times 21, which is 441, plus 72 squared is like saying 72 times 72, which is 5,184, equals C squared. So now I'm going to add these two together because they're like terms, and that gives us 5,625 equals C squared. And now in order to get C by itself, we're going to take a square root of both sides. and the square root of 5,625, or finding out what number multiplied by itself is 5,625, is 75. Because 75 times 75 gives you 5,625, so 75 is C. And our problem tells us it's in centimeters, so our answer is 75 centimeters. So we're going to take this concept of using this box and apply it to a real-world example. Kylie needs to pack her baton for a color guard competition. The baton is 38 inches long. She has a rectangular box with a base of 13 inches by 35 inches and a height of 13 inches. Part A. Could the baton lie flat on a diagonal along the base of the box? Explain. And Part B. Could the baton fit along the interior diagonal of the box? Please go ahead and draw yourself this box on your paper. So I've drawn I drew the box and I wrote a simplified version of what we have. I wrote that the baton is 38 inches long. That's pretty important. I want to know, can it lie flat on a diagonal? So that would be like right here. This diagonal here lying flat. And can it lie diagonally across the box? And that would be this diagonal right here that I'm drawing in blue. So let's answer this first question first. Can it lie flat on a diagonal? Well, I know that if I were to draw this flat, I would have a triangle, just like this, a right triangle, with this side being 13 inches, and this side being 35 inches, and we are looking for the diagonal here, so this is our x. So we'll plug it into our Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Our a value is going to be this 13. So 13 squared plus our b value will be this 35. 35 squared equals, and our c value, that's our x, that's what we're looking for, x squared. Now using our order of operations, I need to find 13 squared, which is 13 times 13, which is 169, plus 35 squared is like 35 times 35, which is 1,225, equals x squared. That'll just stay there. And now we have some like terms, so we'll add them together, which gives me 1,394 is my x squared. Now if I want this x all by itself, I'm going to take the square root of both sides. So square root, and this ends up being an irrational number. It comes out to about 37.3 inches is our x. If this baton is 38 inches long, and this diagonal here is 37.3 inches, the baton is not going to be able to fit diagonally. So can it fit on the diagonal across the bottom of the box? No. But now I want to know, can it fit diagonally across the box? So from the top left corner all the way down to the front right corner. Let's find out. So I know that this 37.3 is this red line here, 37.3. And an even better representation of this is the square root of 1,394. So that's actually what I'm going to put here. Square root of 1,394. So now I'm looking for this next triangle to find out if it will fit diagonally right here. Well, I know that this side length right here is 13 inches. So 13 inches. I know that this side length right here is the square root of 1,394, which is already here. And I'm looking for the length of this diagonal across the interior of the box. So I'm going to visualize this as just a triangle with no 3D. my right triangle. I know that this side is going to be 13 inches. I know that this side is going to be the square root of 1,394 inches. And I'm looking for what this side is going to be. And the reason we kept this as a square root of 1,394 is because it's a more exact number than rounding that irrational repeating or non-repeating decimal, that irrational number. This is a more complete answer, and we're going to be getting rid of the square root in just a minute. So now we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Our a value is 13, so 13 squared plus our b value is what? Square root of 1,394. 1,394 squared equals our c value is our x squared. We already know that 13 squared is 169 plus the square root of 1,394 squared. These are inverse operations. So this just becomes 1,394 equals x squared. And now we can combine our like terms. So we end up with 1,563 is our x squared. And if we want this x by itself, we'll take the square root of both sides. And this number comes out to 39.5 inches. So this blue diagonal is about 39.5 inches, which is larger than the baton, which is 38 inches. So this baton, that's 38 inches, will be able to fit in this diagonal. So will it fit diagonally across the box? Yes. And now we're all set. So you can go ahead and do the quizzes assignment. Remember, your quizzes assignment is going to be for a grade. And then if you feel really confident on one of those questions, go on to Flipgrid and explain on Flipgrid how you answered that question. Or if you don't understand one of the questions, post on Flipgrid that you would like some help on a question, and hopefully a classmate will go on Flipgrid and help you out. We're all set. Have a good day.